Hello and welcome to the Boomtown Hoops post-game show. I'm your host, Bobby Howard. With me today, we got Cody, we got Jesse, and folks, stop me if you've heard this before. The Thunder led most of this game, despite being outmatched and outmanned by a superior opponent, but then fell apart at the end. Doesn't seem unusual to me. Definitely never seen this before. But, it happened again, which is totally okay. Rebuilding year. You're proud of the guys. But, Cody, what happened for Oklahoma City to keep this game close?
Yeah, they're a scrappy young group of guys, plus Horford. Uh, and, like we've talked about before, I think Daignault and the coaching staff have done a really good job this year, putting everybody in a position to do well and succeed. I mean, Kenrich Williams is having a career year. He did not look anything like this with the Pelicans last year. Diallo's starting to step up. He's starting to, play a little bit better, not just rely on his athleticism. Obviously didn't have a fantastic game today, but that's to be expected when you're shorthanded going against someone like Jokic, Murray, Porter, and all those guys. So, just a hard-fought game. And, for the tank squad out there, 3 really close games. I mean, that's really all you can ask for development-wise, getting those young guys in those clutch minutes. And, I mean, it's tough to win without your best player in Shea. So, really like the effort, and we'll see how the Greek Freak treats us on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if the past couple games have been any indication, it's going to be close, I guess. But it's just a weird game. Ball movement down the end without Shea just really kind of falls apart. Jesse, what were your thoughts on this game and how it came down to the wire? Maybe a particular play that might have swung this. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the theme has been the same these last 3 games. We got up early, and then we lost the lead towards the end of the game. The difference for me in this one, though, I thought with the Lakers, we were at least playing pretty even matched at the end of the game, even though we couldn't get it done. This one tonight, they just kind of completely fell apart. We didn't have SGA, and I think that kind of showed at the end of the game because we couldn't really find an offensive rhythm. I thought Hami looked great against the Lakers, but for me, he was kind of out of control a little bit in this game, which with how he played against the Lakers, I'm not going to look too much into, but it was kind of an off night for him. And yeah, this one upset me more than the 2 against the Lakers did.
Fair enough. And Diallo, well, the box score does indicate a pretty solid game, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. He did have one of the more boneheaded moves I've ever seen a Thunder player make in the goaltending at the end of the third quarter. Just a throw up heave. He almost tipped the ball into the rim, for that matter. Yeah. But that 3 was the difference in this game. So tankers, you're big Hamidou Diallo fans. Go buy a Hamidou Diallo jersey right now. Because he might be a little tank commandery. But yeah, definitely a little out of control today. But I will say, great, pretty solid game out of Horford. Not the best. He kind of managed it. What's your thoughts on Al Horford's game tonight and how he's kind of like this weird center point guard sort of role where he distributes it despite, not having any handles?
I thought he had a really hot start, and that was kind of fun to watch. He didn't really do as much towards the end of the game, but I thought he had a solid enough game, and we were in this at the end, but it was just all Nuggets. They went on that run at the end, and it just wasn't very fun to watch.
Yeah, fair enough. Cody, your thoughts on Point Al?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you don't really have anybody that can kind of generate their own shot consistently, with Shea being out, George Hill being out, you got to kind of flow your offense through some veterans like Al Horford. And we've seen it since he's came back. He kind of runs that out of the elbow high post offense. And so, yeah, I mean, it's, you know what you're going to get out of him. It's not going to be spectacular and it's not going to be terrible. It's just going to kind of be, in the middle, like Goldilocks. So,
just right.
Just right. And so, it just is what it is. He's still shooting a really good percentage from 3. So I think that he can definitely still ball. and he's probably going to be helping someone the next year or two on the end of his deal. So
yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what we want Al Horford to do. He's kind of going through that Chris Paul program, I believe. So I will say this: looking at this box score, this game was kept close mainly because of the Thunder's bench. Denver did not have a very good performance from their bench guys. Highest score was off the bench for them was RJ Hampton with 7, and even that was a little bit padded by kind of in-game stats. But the Thunder, Justin Jackson out of nowhere, a 20-piece game, shot 7 from 11 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. What is up with Justin Jackson? He's on a bit of a tear.
Yeah, and some of his shots felt big because I think he hit 2 threes with the shot clock expiring. So it was fun to see that. We haven't seen that from him yet. And it's been fun so far this season, kind of watching who's going to step up. If you would have asked me if Kenny Hustle would have had some of the nights that he did, or even Justin Jackson in this game, I probably would have said no. It was fun for him to do that with SGA being out. We definitely needed it. And yeah, I mean, he had a really good game. Yeah,
definitely. Definitely his best game of the season.
Yeah.
And, while this wasn't the best game of the season for Kenny Hustle, you still got to recognize 7 points, 8 assists, 11 rebounds. The guy was all over the floor tonight.
Yeah.
Cody, your thoughts on Cody Hustle? Kenny Hustle's big game.
Man, he's definitely reinventing his career. He's playing hard. He's playing within the system. Kind of like you said, Bobby, with the bench playing so well. That's one thing that Denver really lost with losing Jeremy Grant and Mason Plumlee this offseason. Their depth is terrible. I mean, they have RJ Hampton and JaMychal Green are really the staples of their bench, and I think that's really what's going to bite them, when they're playing these, Utah, Clippers, Lakers, if they're in any type of postseason series against those people, depth, although you only play typically 8 to 10, 8 to 9 people, it's going to come to bite them in the butt, I think. And so, yeah, but Justin Jackson, I mean, it's crazy. It's like you don't know which Thunder player it's going to be that goes off in any random game, but it's always going to be someone with this team. And it's good to see, people are playing hard and, fun to watch for sure.
Absolutely. It's always fun to have a hustle guy running around out there. By the way, Cody Hustle, you can use that if you want for pickup. I will let you use that nickname, free of charge. You don't need to spend any royalties on it.
I might need to switch my Twitter handle.
At Cody Hustle. I love it. Was a kind of big-ish game from Lou Dort. His highs of these astonishing Lou Dort games. We haven't really seen that, but we saw a bit of a return to form from him tonight with 15 points. Three rebounds, not too bad shooting the ball. 6 for 14. Still can't get out of that 3-point rut. 1 for 5 there. Thoughts on Dort? His kind of rough play, as well as Baisley, who also was a bit in a rut. What do these young players need to do to kind of get out of this kind of tough spot?
I thought for Lou, the 1-3 that he did hit was in rhythm, so I know he wasn't overthinking it. After that, I do think he played a little bit better. For me, with SGA out, I want more from Lou and Darius Baisley. I just feel like with SGA out, that's a perfect opportunity for them to kind of step up. And we did have the Justin Jackson game that we did, but I wanted more from them. And I'm not worried about it, but I definitely want more.
Yeah, absolutely. Cody, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Dort's just kind of regressing back to the mean. He started off the season on a tear, and now I think you're kind of starting to see where his kind of percentage is probably going to end up being, which is in the mid-30s, which is still, a vast improvement from last year. And he's still only, 20, 21 years old. Same goes with Baisley. At times you would like for them to be more aggressive and not just settle for jump shots, get to the basket and use their athleticism and their length. But, it's tough when Shea's not out there. He's really your main facilitator, gets guys pretty good open shots. And then I mean, the defenses can key on those guys a lot more whenever you have someone like SGA, Hill, and some other guys out. So, it's all about just getting the shots up and developing, and they'll get through it. It's just a rough patch right now. So I'm not too worried or concerned.
Yeah, I agreed. And, in these times of, having, a shorthanded Thunder, you got to give it up to the team for making, good passes, playing as a team, playing as a unit. 26 assists tonight, out assisting the Nuggets by 2 without a true point guard. That's great. There are a lot of good things to look for in this loss, but, I'm impressed with the way the Thunder have played. Hopefully that translates into a good game against the Bucks. But, folks, it's Friday night. We're about to be descended on by a massive snowstorm. So I think we should all just call it a night. I don't know. Any last thoughts before we log off? Nah, I don't know. Nobody.
I'm not happy with this one at all.
Fair enough. At a certain point, you just kind of got to throw your hands up and be like, meh, this just happens. All right. For Cody, Jesse, and myself, this has been Boomtown Hoops live post-game. We will see you next time on Sunday as the Thunder take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Once again, that final score, the Denver Nuggets 97, the Oklahoma City Thunder 95. Have a good Friday. We will see you on Sunday. Thunder up.